What's going on, FB fam? It's your man, Dr. Will, and you guys know the deal. Let me know what city, what state, what country you're chiming in from. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know what city, what state, what country you're chiming in from. I'm here in the beautiful city of Los Angeles, California, for the next couple of days. So wherever you are, let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. This morning, guys, I want to talk to you about something that I think is very, very important. Even if you're not technically an entrepreneur or a business owner, if you are a career professional, I want you still to listen to me. What's going on, Jermaine? Because what 2020 showed me and what 2020 highlighted for me was if you're not positioned right, what's going on, Jared? If you're not positioned right in your life, when problems arise, when calamity happens, it's going to be even worse for you. And so now we've experienced a worldwide pandemic. We're still experiencing living within a worldwide pandemic. And a lot of people that I saw heavily impacted by the pandemic, even if you did not technically get, directly impacted by COVID-19, meaning you did not get the virus, but you still were impacted by it, right? You were still impacted by it, whether it was a loss of a job, whether it was loss of income, whether it was just the way you were able to maneuver. And the majority of people that I saw really getting impacted were people who were improperly set up in their life. That's improperly set up. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about this morning. So I don't usually say this, but share this out, tag somebody in this, tag a family member that you love, tag your spouse, so you guys can come back and listen to this at a later time and take some real good notes, because I'm going to talk fast and I'm going to give out a lot of information. So let me say this at the beginning. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax advisor. But I am going to share some information with you that you're going to need to go back and research for yourself. I want you to research for yourself. Just don't take my word for it. Go back. I'm going to mention some terms to you. Go back, research those terms, learn those terms. We have Google at our disposal where you can go and just Google this information. You can go on YouTube and you can get this information, watch a video, watch a tax expert, watch a financial advisor, watch an accountant, and learn some of their information. All right. I'm just sharing information based off my experiences, based off my observations, what I've done in my life. So don't everything I share with you is truth and is factual, but the truth of it and the facts of it change if we're talking about tax laws and things like that. So I want to talk to you because going into 2021, we don't know what 2021 is going to look like. We don't know what, 2021 and beyond is going to look like. But I want you guys to be positioned in a powerful way where no matter what the next calamity is, no matter what the next world pandemic is, you're not severely impacted by it if you don't have to be. Once again, for what's going on, Sean, for most of us, if we did not get COVID-19, a lot of people were still impacted by it, whether, once again, loss of a job, loss of income, just your maneuverability. I'm a part of an industry, the speaking industry, where it got decimated, right? There were no speaking engagements. So from March, to now, nobody's having any events. So what is that? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. for 10 months, right? There is a lot of people. I have a lot of industry friends. For a lot of people, for 10 months, they didn't know how they were going to get income, right? They didn't know how they were going to survive. So I don't want you to be in that situation. So I want to talk to you this morning. I titled this, Make Becoming a Business Your Business in 2021. Make becoming a business your business in 2021. So what I encourage all of you guys to do, especially the month of January, or I would even say the whole first quarter of 2021, you begin to understand what it means to be a business. And once again, I'm talking to you, even if you're a career professional, you have a 9-to-5, you still need to think. You still need to think like a business person. You still need to think like an entrepreneur. Many people found out when they put all their eggs in one basket, if you got laid off, if you got fired or whatever it was, right? If you got furloughed, how vulnerable did you feel? And so I want to help you take that vulnerability away, right? I want to help you take that vulnerability away. I don't want you to be vulnerable like that, okay? So what's going on, Q? What's going on, Angela? So with my business clients, I always teach them there's a transformation that you have to go through. Most of us start off as employees. And when you're an employee, you have a certain mindset as an employee. You have a certain mindset as an employee. You applied for that job to do a particular task, and then they said they would give you a particular income. So that's where most people learn, right? We're trading our time for money. We're trading our time for money. I'll give you 40 hours a week. You give me $1,000 a week. I'll give you 40 hours a week. You give me $1,000 a week. That's how we learn. And then for some of us, that model just doesn't work. We want to be an entrepreneur. We say things like we want a little bit more freedom. We want a little bit more flexibility. Or we may say, I can't work for somebody. I can't have a boss over me. I need that flexibility. So we shift from going from employee to entrepreneur. But what happens is, what's going on, Sarah? What happens is for most people, when they make that shift, they make it physically, but mentally they're still operating like a employee. They're still operating as an employee. So many people that I begin to work with, when I see their business, all they did was create a job. That's all they did in their business. They created a job, right? And so they said they were doing this to get flexibility and to get freedom, but literally they created another job. And this job is even more intense than the job they left, because when you were an employee, you weren't worried about the light bill, the gas bill. You weren't worried about the supply costs. You weren't worried about taxes or anything like that. You just came, did your skill, and you got paid. But as an entrepreneur, not only do you have to do your skill, but now you have to make sure operations is taken care of. But because you set it up and because you're still thinking like an employee, that's why most entrepreneurs fail. When you hear those statistics, 8 out of 10 businesses fail, it's not because the entrepreneur wasn't passionate, wasn't because the entrepreneur wasn't willing to work, wasn't because it wasn't a great idea. It's because of the operations part. It just became so overwhelming for them because they were thinking like an employee. They didn't have systems in place, and that became overwhelming. The third level that I teach is from entrepreneur to executive. From entrepreneur to executive. And that's what I really want to talk about today, is you becoming the executive of your life and you becoming the executive of your business. So even if you're a career professional, I want you to listen to me. And once again, guys, share this out and tag your spouse, tag, someone that you love or somebody that you work with, so you guys can go back over this information. I just want to spark something in your mind. Now, one of the things that has helped me become so successful is because I don't listen to what I'm getting ready to say. I don't act like I know everything. I go into a building, I go into an office, and I go in there like I know nothing. I go in there like I know nothing. Now, I've been in business, I'm talking about actual business, right? Tax paying LLC, actual business for 20 years. For 20 years. And I'll still go into the office like I know nothing. Like I know nothing. And when you understand that you know nothing, you're now in a position to learn everything. You're now in a position to learn everything. And so even though I've been in business for 20 years, even though I run and operate several successful businesses, I go in like I know nothing, guys. And so I want you to even listen to me this morning like, you know what? I don't know anything. I'm going to act like I don't know business, and I want to listen to what he says. And then now when you listen to what I say, you can take some great notes, and you can then say, okay, let me go back over this because I really don't know about that. I'm not going to act like I know about that when I really don't know about that. So that's why I'm saying for 2021, I want you to make becoming a business your business. So if you are an entrepreneur right now and you have a business, I want to talk to you about your setup, some things that you need to consider. Right. I'm here in California for the next couple of days. I'm meeting with my tax advisor, and I'm meeting with my accountant so we can go. There's some structural things that I want to change going into 2021. There's some things that I want to be able to take advantage of as a business. There were some things that happened in 2020 that I realized that I could have took greater advantage of some things. Give you a prime example, guys. Everybody's talking about the stimulus checks and things like that. Well, the stimulus checks for businesses were totally different, right? The stimulus checks for businesses weren't $1,200. They were $50,000. They were $100,000. There's $150,000 because once again, as a business, you're going to be looked at totally different than an individual. So this is why I'm saying you need to make becoming a business your business in 2021. And so, when they were giving out checks, if your structure was right as a business, then you're looking at $50K and not $1,200. You're looking at maybe $100K and not $1,200. And so this is why you want to make becoming a business your business in 2021. So let's talk about some foundational things, guys. So if you are in business, there's some structural things that you need to, just simple things that you need to have in place. Number one, your formation. Are you set up? Are you set up as an LLC? Are you set up as a sole proprietor? Are you set up as an S corporation? And once again, if I'm using terminology that you have no clue about, don't just glaze over it. Come back to this video, watch this video, and take down some notes. So if you don't know what an LLC is, a limited liability corporation, if you don't know what that is, write that down. Write down, I need to find out what an LLC is. Are you a single LLC or a multi-partner LLC? If you don't know what that is, write that down. Write that down. I want you guys to play ignorant this morning. Like, I don't know anything. Even if you learn what the term is, even if you know what the term is, are you really taking advantage of it? How much do you really know about an LLC? What is the benefit of being an LLC versus being a sole proprietor? What's the benefit of being a C Corp corporation versus an S Corp? Like, you may know the terms, but what do they really mean? So in 2021, okay, you may know the terms, but I want you to really know structurally what they mean and what advantages they carry. So how is your business set up? Are you an LLC? Are you paying taxes as a S Corp or C Corp? How are you paying taxes? Is it the best benefit for how you're set up? Is it the best benefit for how you're set up? Next thing I want you to know, look at is, do I have a EIN? Do I have an EIN, right? This is going to be your business. This is your social security number for your business. This is your social security number for your business. So do you have an EIN? This identifies your business. Guys, this is something you can do. This is something you can do online. It's free to have an EIN. It's free to have an EIN. But once again, I don't want you just doing stuff to be doing stuff and not having the understanding. So let me say again, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not an accountant. I want you to go back and research this information for yourself. Just don't take my word for it. Just don't go get an EIN because it's free to get an EIN. I want you to understand what that means. Okay? I want you to understand what that means. So now I got my LLC. I got my EIN. Next thing I want you to do is get a DUNS number. D-U-N-S. D-U-N-S. DUNS number. If you don't, once again, you don't know what the DUNS number is, go just Google DUNS number. It's going to explain it to you, okay? We're talking about being an executive now. At the executive now, you can't be lazy, right? I'm talking what I tell all my clients. This is what I call the unsexiness of business. Everybody wants to talk about marketing. Everybody wants to talk about your brand. Everybody wants to talk about your website. That's all surface stuff. That's all that's playground stuff. We're not talking about playground stuff. We're not talking about playground stuff. We're talking about running a serious business. You know, one of the things that I teach all my clients is we're going to figure out what type of lifestyle that you want to live, and then we're going to create a business that supports that lifestyle. So you need to figure out what type of life that you want to run. What type of life do you want to experience? And then we're going to build our business to support that, right? We're going to build a business that supports that lifestyle. You want to live in the hills. You want to drive luxury cars and all that type of stuff. You want to go on luxury vacations. Okay, build a business that supports that. Build a business that supports that. So you have your LLC, you have your EIN, you have your DUNS number. Thank you, Sarah. It's very necessary. Go get your DUNS number. Then you want to get you a business address. You want to get you a business address. Go to FedEx, UPS, USPS. Get you a business address. Don't have your house and your business using the same address. You want to learn how to begin to separate you as an individual from your business. That's one of the major mistakes that I see most entrepreneurs doing. They're running their business like an individual, like them and their business is one and the same. You want to make sure that your business, listen to me, is a separate entity. What did I just say? A separate entity. It's not a human being. It's a separate entity. All right? You want to begin to run your business like a separate entity. Right, Sarah, the DUNS number is going to position you to get federal government contracts, right? You can't do it, like she said, running it like a mom and pop. So we got to get exactly serious and focus on this. And so you want to run it as a separate entity. Now, I got my LLC, I got my EIN, I got my DUNS number, I got my business address, and then I want to make sure I have my business account. I mean, you want to make sure, right? You want to make sure that when you're using these cards, it has your, can you guys see it? It has your business it has your business name on it. It's not you, it's your business. You're running it as a business. So it needs to be a separate entity. All right? It needs to be a separate entity. Doesn't need to be in your name, it needs to be in your business name. Okay? Now, let's talk about key relationships. Let's talk about key relationships that you need. 3 key relationships that you need. You need an accountant, you need a tax advisor, and you need a local bank relationship. An accountant is going to help you with your operations. They're going to let you know where your money is going, right? That's when you start talking about profit and loss statements. Profit and loss statements. Once again, guys, I want to keep this so elementary that if I say something that you're clueless about, write it down, go look it up. If you don't know what profit and loss statement is, if you don't know what a P&L statement is, go look that up. It's It's a snapshot of your business. What's coming in, what's going out. What's coming in, what's going out. All right? Profit and loss statement. You need to know what your P&L is. Your accountant's going to help you with that. Your tax advisor. Your tax advisor is going to help you with the structure of your deductions, right? What can this business do? As a business, what can this business do, right? In terms of deductions. So everything that I do, I'm a walking business. So everything that I do, probably 80% of what I do is business related, so it can be deducted, right? So it can be deducted. For those of you that are career professionals, once again, I want you to become a business as well, right? I want you to become a business as well, setting up a portion of your house, right? I have a room in my house that's responsible for the rest of the house. That room, that office is responsible. I call it the $1 million room. That office is responsible for the rest of the house. We're able to live like we live because of that office, because of that room, right? And so your tax advisor is going to teach you what deductions you can make when you drive your car, when you're going out to lunches, and when you're going out to dinners, and when you're buying clothes. Once again, this entity, you're running it as a entity. So these three key relationships that you're going to need. You're going to need your advisor, you're going to need your accountant, your tax advisor, and your local bank. Why is having a local bank so important? Because you want to start to build a relationship. Now, once again, I want you to play completely ignorant. I want you to walk into the bank. I want you to go to the business desk when you're opening up that business account. And I want you to get rid of your ego. Stop acting like you're running $1 billion business. Let them know exactly where you are. Say, listen, I'm just getting started. I don't know much about this, but here's the deal. I want to grow a big business. I want to position myself, right, to be a partner with this bank. So what does that look like? I want in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to be able to walk into this bank, and if I need a loan, I'm positioned to get a loan. Who do I need? What does my business need to look like? What structure do I need to be able to do that? Right? Once again, why is this important? In the midst of a pandemic, right? When things were uncertain, you want to be able to go into your bank, and you don't want to just be a number to them. You want to be a real person to them. Even though your business is an entity, you want them to know that this entity is ran by a real person. So you want to know Dan's name. You want to know Terrell's name. You want to know Susan's name. You want to know the bank president. As a business person, as an entrepreneur, you have that right. I would like to meet with the bank president. I would like a meeting with them. Begin to develop that relationship. It's going to be so key for you. It's going to be so vital for you moving and growing your business. Go in there, begin to show up. If you just go in there once a week, even if you're not making deposits, just go in there once a week, right? And begin to talk with them and develop that relationship. So 3 key relationships that you need. You need your accountant, your tax advisor, and your local bank. Now you can have other banks and bigger banks and things like that, but you want to make sure that you have a local bank that you're working with, right? They're going to teach you, as it relates to going back to your tax advisor, they're going to teach you how to have a separate account for your quarterly taxes, right? When you need to pay your quarterly taxes, you're going to learn how to set up a separate account. And now you're going to take your tax money and put it in a separate account. So you're not even worried about that. Now, as your business grows and your taxes get more complicated and things like that, your accountant and tax advisor are going to help you how to shelter those things, how to understand the position of your business, where your business is. You know, you'll find out as you begin to grow your business, losing sometime is winning, right? That seems weird, right? But losing sometime, your business can be doing so good that you need to lose sometime. because you're getting taxed on your profit, right? You're getting taxed on your profit. And so as a business, see, when you're an employee, your mindset is all about how much can I earn? How much can I earn? How much can I earn? Right? How much can I earn? As a business, you're really, man, how much can I keep? How much can I keep? How much can I keep in a systematic way? So sometimes losing is really winning. Losing is really winning as it relates to these deductibles. Like, okay, man, we brought in, just to make it simple, we brought in as a profit $10,000. So we're going to have to pay taxes on $10,000. But now when I start looking at my deductibles, now, okay, my cell phone, boom, deduct $500. My gas, boom, deduct $2,000. Okay, my office space, deduct $1,200. So what I'm trying to do is lower that $10,000 that I have to pay taxes on. So if I can get that 10,000 to 1,000, now I only have to pay taxes on $1,000. But my business as an entity still profited. Does that make sense? I don't want to get this confusing, but I just want that to make sense. So as a business, I made a profit of 10,000, but I'm not trying to give the IRS all that money. And a lot of times when you don't know the game and you don't understand it, it seems like it's crooked. Like, you know, this is not to get political, but when you heard like Donald Trump didn't pay taxes, or when they said Donald Trump paid a certain amount in advance. Why? It's not actually Donald Trump, it's his business entities. It's not that Donald Trump didn't pay taxes, it's his businesses that didn't pay taxes. And that's where you want to be. You want to pay as less as possible as a business. That's what you want to do, pay as less as possible. So for him, you know, it may have been beneficial. Like we all say, oh, look how many times he filed for bankruptcy. I guarantee you more times than not, it was more profitable for him to lose than it was for that business to be successful. Right? So he has, you know, and this is not just him. This is any pretty much business person doing business on a big scale. You may have one great business that's doing great, and you may have 3 or 4 businesses that are doing marginal or even losing money. But it helps you to offset all the gains of your business that's crushing it. And once again, I don't want to get, because I'm not a tax advisor. I don't want to, this is just what I know, guys, from running my businesses. Okay. So now you got your LLC, you got your EIN, you got your DUNS number, you got your business account, you got your business address, you got the 3 key relationships: your accountant, your tax advisor, and your local bank. Guys, these are just some concepts that I want to put out there in the atmosphere for you. Take this down. Go and research each one. Dr. Will said about an LLC, S-Corp, corporation, sole proprietor. I really don't know what those terms mean. Go learn them. Go learn. In 2021, learn these terms, because this is where we're getting beat up, guys. We're getting beat up not because we don't have a great website. We're getting beat up not because we don't know what our brand colors are. We're not getting beat up because, we don't know how to do Facebook ads. We're getting beat up because how we're structured. The game, right, Sarah, the game is chess, and we're playing checkers. So you got to set it up for you to be playing chess as well. If they're playing chess and you're playing checkers, you're always going to get beat up. You're always going to be you're always going to feel that things are unfair. You're going to hear stories. You're going to hear stories, and it's going to make it seem like that's not fair. Why did that business get $100,000, but this mom with 3 kids only got $600, $1,200, $1,800? Because our system that we're in is a capitalist system. That's not a negative. That's just the system that you're in. And for many of us, we're not inside the capitalist system the right way. You're in the system, but you're not in the system the right way. You're in the system as an individual and not as a business. In a capitalist society, businesses get blessed and individuals get crushed. Let me say that again. In a capitalist society, businesses get blessed and individuals get crushed. Right? And so once you understand that, you won't get upset anymore. You'll just realize, oh, they're playing a different game. I need to start playing this game. I need to get inside this game and play this game. So once you start playing the game of chess and not checkers, then it looks totally different for you. It looks totally different for you. You stop saying, I don't understand why Jeff Bezos is not paying any taxes. Simply, oh, okay, well, I'm going to take my salary in stock options. I'm going to take my salary in stock options. I'm not going to take my salary as an employee and get paid a regular salary. I'm going to get paid in stock options. So just go start learning this stuff. Go back and just go Google any of these CEOs of any major corporation, and you can get all of this information. It's free. It's on the internet. Just Google it. Salary for Jeff Bezos. Salary for any CEO, major CEO. You're going to see salary, $50,000. Here's the word. Compensation. That's the word. Compensation. Not salary, compensation. So what's the difference between salary and compensation? So as your business is growing, you may want to shift from salary to compensation. So maybe my company owns the house and not me. Maybe my company owns the car and not me. Maybe my company is paying for the CEO retreat and not me paying for my vacation. Right? It's a different game. I'm still getting the same things. As an employee, I'm going to the bank, I'm taking out a loan, the car's in my name, I'm leveraging my credit. On the business side of it, oh, okay, the company, I'm going to get a company car. The company is buying the car. So this is stuff that you want to listen. This is stuff that you want to know because they're playing a different game. And so when you understand this, you're not going to be watching the news and get upset when you hear a CEO earn $50 million, but they didn't pay any taxes. There you go, Renee. Raises, bonuses, stock options, compensation. How are they being compensated? Right? So a raise and a bonus is going to be taxed totally different than your salary. And so when you see some of these CEOs and they say, I'm going to take $1 this year. I'm going to earn $1 this year. I'm going to take a salary of $1. There's a reason why they're taking a salary of $1. Right? There's a reason why they're taking a salary of $1. But do you think that they're living on $1? Do you think that they're living on $1? Of course not. They're not living on $1. So you want to figure out how are they able to take a salary of $1? If I offered you a salary of $1, you would think that was crazy. Only because of how you are structured. Only because of how you're structured. Right? So when you're playing and you're learning the game of business, and this is the last thing I'll share with you. I was just doing a coaching call with some of my business clients, and we were talking about building out their teams. How do you build out your teams? Well, when you have a company, sometimes you don't have to pay in salary. You can pay in stock. You can pay in a percentage. I'm going to give you a percentage of the company. I'm going to give you a percentage of the company. So if you're willing to come and work for me, I'll give you a percentage of the company. I'll give you 5% of the company. So now they have a vested interest in the company being successful. They have a vested interest. When Microsoft started off, when Apple started off, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, they didn't have millions of dollars to pay these engineers. What did they have? They had stock options. We're going to make you a partner in the business. We'll give you this amount of stock. So when we go public, your stock is going to be worth this amount of money. So if you go back and do the research, the first 150 employees of Microsoft became millionaires because of their stock options. When the company went public, they all became millionaires. And so they delayed gratification. They delayed not getting 100K, 150K salary because they believed in the company so much. They believed that when the company went public, that's when they were going to get all their money. Right? So I don't want to get complicated here, guys, but these are things that as a business, you need to understand. So I want you to make becoming a business in 2020, 2021, your business. Even if you're a career professional, I need you to start thinking like a business entity. I need you to start thinking like a business person. I need you to start thinking like an executive. So I need you to go from employee to entrepreneur to thinking like an executive. This is when we get into the boring. It's boring, guys, but I'm telling you, it's going to pay off great dividends in the long run. It's complicated and it's boring sitting down with the tax advisor and learning tax codes and what's the deductions for this year. It's all boring, but I guarantee you it's going to provide you the lifestyle that you really want when you stop playing and you get for real with running your business. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Once again, if you're just coming in on the video, please go back and listen to the beginning. We talked about LLC. We talked about an EIN. We talked about a DUNS number. We talked about a business address, a business account. We talked about the 3 key relationships that you need: your tax advisor, your accountant, and your local business, right? That's it, Dr. David. That's what Jay-Z said. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. I'm a businesswoman. I'm a businesswoman. And there's a whole big world out there that you can take advantage of if you're set up right. If you're set up right, you can take advantage of it. And that's what I want you to be able to do, is take advantage of it. You got to be on the right side of the system. If you're on the wrong side of the system, you're going to get punished, guys. And I saw so many people get punished in 2020, not because they were bad people, not because they weren't genuine people, not because they weren't honest people. They were just on the wrong side of the system, right? They were just on the wrong side of the system. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, tag somebody that needs to hear this. Share this out with somebody. This is information that's game changing, guys. I just gave you the game for free. I just gave you the game for free. Now it's up to you to go back and do the work. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later.